Okay, before I get things moving along, seriously, I had like the craziest dream last night. It was, apparently I made a video that eventually found its way, like, onto the news. And, like, everybody was talking about it, everyone was, like, going crazy. But here's the thing. Apparently, in this video that I apparently made, it had something to do with further exasperating the whole debate as to whether or not you should have pineapple on pizza. And I know this was a dream because, A, why would I talk about something that pretty much everyone on the internet has been debating for like the last at least 2 years? And B, the person telling me this was my old football coach. And it was someone that I don't particularly care for. So, yeah, I was definitely dreaming. To make matters worse, or weirder, I should say, apparently I ran into someone that I do know who may or may not be an avid watcher of these videos, and we were just hanging out in that coach's home, which is even stranger when you consider the fact that I had never been inside that coach's home before. So how would I know what it looked like? Again, this dream was really weird. Like, really weird. I was wondering if like, I literally was during that dream thinking if I really was dreaming. I'm not even kidding. It was crazy. Though, don't worry. I mean, I make an effort whenever I do these videos to, actually, you know what, this reminds me though, as long as I am sort of bringing this up, I really should talk about it. Whenever I do make videos, it's pretty obvious. I try not to use any, shock value or anything crazy. I don't, yell into the camera, spouting 4-letter words like it's poetry. I'm not going to do that. I mean, yes, I have done that, off camera. Pretty sure everybody at some point has. But I know there's a time and a place, and, this is not one of them. I guess you could say making these videos has always sort of, calmed me, which, that's pretty cool, I mean, technically I do feel calm. I don't feel like, agitated or anything, I slept in a little later than normal this morning, got to, enjoy the, working out and, essentially watching the sunrise. That was always cool. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely feel calm right now. And plus, you can tell it's later than normal because the sun is pretty much risen at this point, and it's really getting my good side. I love that. It's pretty sweet. Happy Saturday, everybody. Yep, it is Saturday, just, got a little bit of work to do myself, but nothing major, and, yeah, don't really know what the plan is. I'll probably go see my mom a little bit later. She just had, it was actually wrong. She actually had knee replacement surgery. Kind of got the wrong thing. So this is pretty major. I mean, pretty obvious she's doing fine, but just in case, not knock on wood right there. So she does okay. My aunt flew in from Colorado, who's also my godmother, so, she's taking care of her as well. And, actually, I don't know if I'll be able to go up to Cuckoo Lake this weekend because of everything going on. Because, I mean, not that I wouldn't mind being at Cuckoo Lake by myself because I've been there by myself before. But, being at the lake is kind of a family thing. And that's really the only, major issue, excuse me, that, you'd rather be up there with family than, by yourself. Not that being by myself has ever been a problem. I mean, more often than not, a lot of my best work has been done, by myself. In fact, I think like the best example of this is this one time in high school. It was like my junior year, where for whatever reason the uh, teacher made us write out the vocabulary words and their definitions throughout the span of like the entire like 80-minute class period. And while everyone else was like talking and chatting around me, I was just like busy working. I finished with like 30, 40 minutes left in the class to go, and everyone wasn't even like a quarter of the way done. I was just like that. Like, I get to relax. This is awesome. Like, I should do this more often. And so I guess in a way that kind of motivated me to try and get my work done more, because that's actually one problem that I really wouldn't say that it's a problem, but it is something that, a lot of people do sort of notice in a negative way. Like, if I'm busy working, people tend to think that I'm like sort of standing them off, which I'm really not. I'm definitely going to be listening and paying attention. It's just that if I am busy working something, it's likely because I know that I would need to get whatever I'm working on done. That way, I'll have as much time as necessary to essentially have fun. Unfortunately, though, a lot of people thinks that comes across as ignoring them and, standing them off, which I try not to do. But, that was always me. That's always a problem a lot of people really did have with me back in the day. I mean, again, I definitely think I'm better. And it also helps when you're surrounding yourself with, the right people, which, I mean, I guess during my time at Horsehead at George Trinity Pond, I didn't really hang out with anyone, bad. It was pretty obvious that if I saw someone who clearly really wasn't the nicest person, I try to avoid them, as to avoid conflict. I mean, if they were nice to me, of course I'd be nice to them, because, you gotta give respect to get respect, I guess. So, again, and that's one thing you can always rely on with me. I'm very reasonable, like, to a fault. Like, if you're a nice person to me, I'll always be a nice person to you. That goes without saying. I'm never going to, I'll never, question what, I mean, if you do something that makes me feel uncomfortable or makes me angry, I will be like, seriously, what was that for? I don't know. I mean, I will admit sometimes I'm like the sort of, punch something first, ask questions later. But I like to think I'm like that, but really I'm not. I really am a pacifist at heart. Frankly, it's one of the reasons why I didn't really excel in sports like football and wrestling like I could have. Call it a nice guy, call it like, just maybe deep down I have a soft heart, I don't know. But, yeah, that was always me. I mean, I can't say it's been all bad. It led to me talking about it on camera. So, that's cool. Oh, right, I was going to talk about last night's episode of One Piece that I showed y'all. Basically, what happened in the manga is when Luffy met up with Tama, it turns out that Tama, it was like her birthday on that day. And because of how, Kaido runs all of Wano and those factories are polluting the water and ruining the land around them, like, they can't really afford good food or clean water or any of that. So when she drank that water, she essentially drank polluted poison water, which I don't need to tell you what will happen if nothing was done. So it was pretty crazy. And you'll notice that she was also waiting for some guy named Ace. And as a One Piece fan, I'm sorry, this still sort of makes me feel some feels here. But Ace is Luffy's adopted / stepbrother. They grew up together, and there's a special tradition in Japan where if 2 or more people share a cup of sake, then they become brothers. That's how their brotherhood was made. And basically Luffy, Ace, and Sabo all grew up together. And while it was believed that Sabo was dead, it was just Luffy and Ace. And so, when Luffy found out that Ace was captured by the Marines and was going to be executed, that scene you saw of Ace essentially dying in Luffy's arms, that's what it was. He was literally this close to saving Ace. I'd tell you what specifically happened, but that would be giving away spoilers, as well as spoiling essentially one of the two biggest main antagonists of the series. So I don't want to get into that yet. But I will say that even now, a lot of One Piece fans are still shocked by the death of Ace. A lot of us are. Heck, I first read that in the manga, I'm like, there's no way that just happened. There's no way that really just happened. But it did. And the story is now where it is. And so, for Luffy, the stepbrother of Ace, to tell a little girl who's waiting for Ace that Ace is dead. How many times have I said Ace in that sentence? Yeah. This was pretty heavy with feels. I mean, hopefully that... Yeah, again, sorry this episode really didn't have much action in it, but again, you kind of need an episode like this to, bring things back a little bit before you can really rev it up again. And it looks like in the next episode that's going to premiere, well, essentially like tonight and tomorrow, it'll definitely up the ante a little bit. So look forward to that. That's all I really need to say about that for the matter. Although, one thing did happen yesterday that I am really kicking myself for. I actually had to do a little work for my father. And it took me to, funny enough, it actually took me to Watkins Glen. Which, for a certain someone who's been watching this, yes, I did try to find it. No, I couldn't make heads or tails of where it is. Which is a real shame because let's just say my brother and his wife are going to be having a quote-unquote Jack and Jill baby shower. And I am going to need some sort of very tiny and very delicate cookie sandwich-like dessert for it. I don't know, maybe I'll think of something later. I don't know. So, yeah. I'm still really excited I'm going to be an uncle in the coming months. It's going to be great. Like, seriously, technically, I will admit, like, some days really haven't been all that great. But then I remind myself I'm going to be an uncle and everything's going to be okay. Oh, that's not true. I mean, having, a person, having one person, let alone two people, enter your life doesn't make everything better. I mean, it can give a new sense of perspective. That's pretty cool. Yeah. And I'm really glad you guys seem to be taking a liking to, my Nicktoons idea. I mean, yeah, it's a stupid name for it, but I never said I was a very smart guy. I don't know everything. I know a little bit about most things, but what I do know, I know a lot about, and I'm okay with that. I think that's how the saying goes. I don't know. I heard Shannon Sharp say something like that in Undisputed. That's why I just said that. That would be really cool to get Undisputed. That way I would give Shannon Sharp the obligatory "you" for, his Broncos traumatizing me when I was a Green Bay Packers fan. Oh well. Maybe that would make for some very good TV if I did that. That'd be great. Oh well. Maybe someday in the distant future. I don't know. Anyway, I should probably get started with my day because I'm pretty sure I heard my laundry about to be finished. So yeah, I better finish that up. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Like, favorite, share, hit that subscribe button, follow me on the social media platforms. You know, I'm humbled I made this video for you guys to watch and enjoy for today. I'm hoping you all have a wonderful Saturday. Have a wonderful Saturday, because the day's only just beginning. Seriously, it's just after 7 o'clock right now. And remember, if any of you guys ever want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear. And I'll always have your back. Take care and make good choices.